Hi Math 2 students, today we are going to go over how to calculate some basic probabilities. So the way that you figure out that, I should say the way that you calculate a probability is you find the total number of outcomes that you could possibly have, and then whatever you're trying to find the probability of, like what's the probability of A, however many outcomes will occur with that goes on top, okay? And basically, you can give your probability as a decimal, a fraction, or a percentage. So you have to make sure that you read the question so that you know how you're supposed to give your answer, okay? All right, so here, number one, it says, Emily has a bag that contains orange chews, strawberry chews, and lime chews. She performs an experiment. Emily randomly removes a chew from the bag, records the result, and returns the chew to the bag. Emily performs this experiment 64 times. The results are shown below. Based on these results, express the probability that the next chew Emily removes from the bag will be an orange chew as a fraction in simplest form. So first off, they want this answer in a fraction, okay? And to do our calculation, we need our total number of outcomes. So what we would need to do is add up the total number of times this experiment was ran here. So obviously it says 64. If they didn't give that to us, we could just add up, the 44 plus 18 plus 2, and we get that this experiment was ran 64 times. And they want the probability that we're getting an orange chew. Well, out of those 64, we had 44 orange chews selected. So now we've got our fraction. We have to give the fraction in simplest form. So I'm going to do 44 divided by 64. And then turn that back into a fraction. What that does is it automatically simplifies the fraction for me, and I get 11 over 16. All right, let's try this one here. Number 4. It says a spinner is divided into 5 colored sections that are not of equal size. The spinner is spun several times, and the results are recorded below. Based on these results, express a probability that the next spin will land on a green or red or purple as a decimal to the nearest hundredth. So they want us to give our answer as a decimal, and they want to the nearest hundredth. So hundredth is 2 decimal places. That is highlighter still. All right, so first we have to figure out, okay, well, how many times was this trial ran, right? What's our total number of outcomes that we have here? And in this case, we have 20 plus 9 plus 11 plus 7 plus 16. And I got 63 as my total number of possible outcomes here. And they want the probability that we get red, green, or purple. Well, the chances of getting red are 20 out of those 63. My chances of getting green are 11. And my chances of getting purple are 16. So I add up the total number of those occurring. And I get 20 plus 11 plus 16. And I get 47. So I've gotten 47 over 63. And then I'm going to go ahead and simplify this. So I do 47 divided by 63. And I get 0.74603. Now, they told me to round to 2 decimal places, so that means I have to cut it off right here. And this number tells me if my 4 is going to stay the same or my 4 is going to get rounded up. If it is 5 or higher, you're going to round up that place. If it's 4 or lower, it's just going to stay the same. So in this case, because it's a 6, I'm going to round that 4 to a 5. So I get 0.75. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and try this one here. So it says, Ethan recorded the grade, level, and instrument of everyone in the middle school, school of rock below. Based on these results, express the probability that a 7th grader chosen at random will play an instrument other than bass as a percent to the nearest whole number. Now, these questions you have to read very carefully. Sometimes it's just a randomly selected student. In this case, they said we are specifically only looking at the 7th graders, right? It says, based on the results, express the probability that a 7th grader chosen at random. So again, that means that I am only looking at 7th graders. So I go ahead and I have to figure out, well, how many 7th graders did I have here? Well, I have 10, 4, 14, and 14. So I have 42 total 7th graders. And they want an instrument other than bass. So I have to add up all the instruments other than bass, which is going to be 10, 14, and 14. So I end up with 38. So I get 38 divided by 44. And they want this as a percent, okay? So when you need a percent, you do your division and then you multiply by 100, okay? So I end up with 86.3636 repeating, and they want to the nearest whole number. So I have to cut it off here, and the 3 tells my 6 to stay the same. So I get 86% as my answer. All right, so something like this, we just have to be able to interpret these two-way tables. It says a random sample of students was surveyed and asked their grade level and what movie genre they preferred. The results are shown in the table below. How many 6th graders were surveyed? So literally all this is asking you is to interpret this chart here. And we can see that, well, out of our 6th graders, we have 34 total. So we have 34 total 6th graders surveyed. All right, let's see. Something like this, number 8. It says a survey asked a group of adults and youths if they prefer reading books printed on paper or electronic books. How many people surveyed preferred reading electronic books? So we can figure out here they don't actually have the total, but we can just add them up, right? We want to see how many total people said that they prefer electronic. So we would do 34 plus 29. And I got 63. All right. So let's see. For your homework, I would like for you to finish this first page and this second page.